you know, Bengali celebrations are all about color.
Eating.
It's about the food and it's about the fashion.
Yeah.
These three things. But the most important thing for me is the family coming together. I wrote poetry. I wrote storybooks.
We didn't know that.
I write music. For me, Bengal is very rich in culture. Bengal is very rich in family bonds. And I encourage that. I encourage people to celebrate their loved ones. I encourage people to firstly celebrate themselves.
Hello Leander, welcome to T2ONLINE. It
Thank
was
you.
lovely having you for this T2 shoot. Long in the making, but we've tried to catch up with Leander for a long time. Thankfully, we've got him to the November show. First things first, how was it getting into kurta pajama, dhoti? Not really something that you wear on a daily basis, but your thoughts on how was it?
I actually do. I wear a lot of kurta pajamas. I wear, all these different ethnic wear. I'm
But
big
not
into
dhoti and
ethnic wear.
kurta.
Dhoti not so much, but
Yeah.
more the pajama and the kurta. I love my Indian bangalas, my sherwanis as well. I feel like ethnic wear is a great way to express one's personal style.
Correct.
So for me, I've got Hindu blood, and I've got Anglo-Indian Christian
Yeah,
blood,
yeah.
and then I've got Portuguese blood.
Yeah.
So in the mix of all of that, my wardrobe is something that my mom always worries about. It's just growing bigger and bigger.
Right, and you love dressing up. You're a clothes horse. You
Yes,
love your style and you love your fashion.
I work hard to keep this body
Absolutely.
in shape, so might as well enjoy it. Right?
But Bengali style kurtas, Leander, have you?
I mean, I love different styles of. A lot of the Bengali workmanship is what
Okay.
I love. So if you look at stuff like
Yeah.
this, I think Roy has just done a phenomenal job because not only is it Bangla style, but it's also Shantiniketan style.
Yeah.
That's where he's done his fashion. So
Correct.
if you look at a lot of the stuff I wear, it would either be a Wendell Rodrigues, which has got a lot of Goan
Koan influence.
Portuguese
Yeah.
influence, and then Roy here has got a lot of Bengali workman influence. And then the Lucknowi chicken has always been one of my favorites. I think that looks
Elegant.
great on a kurta,
Absolutely.
especially when you wear it in a white or an off-white,
Absolutely.
like an ivory.
Elegance personified.
It looks good, no?
It looks
I
very,
think it's
very
very important to celebrate one's culture, one's community, one's lifestyle, and when you look at India as such a vast country, when I go to the Western world and I'm doing events outside India, I love showcasing our Indian fashion. I think you stand out.
Absolutely.
I think it stands out beautifully, and then also you get a chance to promote
Absolutely.
your local designers and people that you are close friends.
Right. It's now Barsha Leander, New Bengali New Year. Dressing up is a huge part. We buy new clothes. We eat also quite a lot. We'll have.
That's the part I love.
That's the part. But what was Naubarsha for you as a kid? You left very early when you left Calcutta. But any memories you have of Poila Baisakh, Naubarsha?
Yes, a lot. I mean, I remember going to the temples when I was young. I remember celebrating at home, especially, as you rightly said, with the food. For me, Bengali celebrations are all about color.
Eating.
It's about the food and it's about the fashion.
Yeah.
These three things. But the most important thing for me is the family coming together.
Yeah.
Playing a sport like tennis, one would travel
All the
literally
time.
45 weeks a year, and that's been over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
So any chance that one got to celebrate, whether it was over food or whether it was over fashion or whether it was sitting down at the dining table, our dining table was always packed. And for me to even now come back to Calcutta after so many years and at home itself, generally every second evening we have friends, family, loved ones at home. I love eating with people I love.
What a wonderful.
I really enjoy conversation and food with people that I care for.
Right.
Because there's so much there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to share, there's a lot to catch up with, but most importantly, it's building the bond. That human bond, that human equity is something I think we take for granted. We always plan for the future, but celebrating a new year with your loved ones, celebrating in the bringing in of the new year is not about celebrating the future, it's about celebrating the now.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of us forget to celebrate what we have. We forget to rejoice and be thankful and grateful for what we have.
Absolutely.
We take for granted what we have and we want more.
All the time.
And I think that this year I really want to spread the love about the gratitude and the celebration of what we have today. We may not have it next year or the year after or the year after. So
Absolutely.
it's important to be grateful for the blessings that we have today. It's important to be grateful for the blessings of people that we have around us today. And I think this year is that for me.
Having traveled so much, Leander, throughout your life, do these dates even stay with you, or you would remember, say, Ajke Noborsho, Ajke 15 April to the 15th April, or say Durga Puja, or do you kind of, when you were traveling, you just don't remember like, what is it like, or does it hit you back even more because you're not there?
So sacrifice has been a big part of our life, a big part of my life, where one didn't have the luxury of being at home so much. So I haven't celebrated a birthday from the age of 12 to the age of 48 with my family or at home. I haven't celebrated a New Year's from the age of 12 to the age of 48 at home. Christmas, yes. Durga Puja, yes. Diwali, yes. Easter sometimes, depending on how I did in the Miami tournament. But generally my birthday falls during Wimbledon. The US Open is exactly the same time as Durga Puja and Diwali. Christmas was one festival I would come home for because that's the off season. But then in the third week of December, straight after Christmas, on the 26th night, I would travel to prepare for the Australian Open. So sacrifice becomes very, very relevant to the lifestyle that a professional athlete lives. But sure, you do remember all the dates. You do remember all the celebrations. You do remember all the pictures and the conversations and the laughs that all my friends share with me. And as much as one felt one was missing out on all of those, I am very grateful for the career I've had. I'm very grateful for the life I've had. And also now to come back home to Kolkata, to look after Ma and Baba, to look after my family, to be here with my sister Jacqueline, who's taken time away from her work and her family in London. And she's come in to support me and support Ma and support Baba. And for me, that's just been a wonderful time. These last 2 years that I've been back in Kolkata and setting up home again, setting up home in Leander style, the way I like it, the location I like it, the way I've done my home, it's been a great celebration because Kolkata has a beautiful rhythm. You can live a fast-paced life, you can live a medium-paced life, and generally Kolkata is very relaxed and slow-paced, which is the way I like it. I like things to be smooth, I like things to be peaceful, I like quality over quantity, and that's something that even with our celebrations, it's always quality of time over quantity of time. Because I didn't have the luxury of quantity of time.
Absolutely. Also, Bengali roots, Leander. What's Bengali about you? Like, your mom is a Bengali. Madhusudhan Dotto is you're related to him through your mother.
Correct.
What quintessentially Bengali about you? Apart from football, of course. What do you think are the Bengali traits in you?
I think it's the literature. I think it's the craft.
You read a lot.
Yes. I have always read since I was a little boy. I wrote poetry. I wrote storybooks.
We didn't know that.
I write music. So one of the things I love to do is to take my great-great-grandfather's poetry and turn it into lyrics of a song.
Wow.
So the script is written, it's about finding the rhythm to the music. Now the way you find the rhythm to the music is to understand the script to start with. So the lyrics and the way it's spoken become lyrics of a song. So the rhythm lends itself to the feeling of that poem or that script. For me, Bengal is very rich in culture. Bengal is very rich in family bonds. And once again, I did not have the luxury of time because I was out there working to achieve something to prove that we Indians can be world champions. Now, in that I feel growing up in the streets of Kolkata, playing gully cricket, gully football in Park Circus, and then over at Park Street, and all my friends, whether it was Sunny Utup, whether it was Babu Dalvi, whether it was all the friends from school, Nikhil Bhatia and Ketan and the whole gang, we all celebrated culture. We all came from different religions, we all came from different communities, we all came from different cuisines at home, but the beauty of Kolkata and Calcutta back then was that
all embracing.
It was all inclusive and all embracive, exactly. And you celebrate that. And I still feel that living in a modern world today, in a global modern world, I still feel that holding on to our roots and celebrating our roots is important. So even again, in this new year, it's a great rejoicing of celebrating our culture, our roots, our literature, our style. Another thing I recognize with my great-great-grandfather is I'm a complete rebel.
That you are.
I have chosen different facets of my life to rebel with the cause, and sometimes just to be a rebel. I recognize with that. I feel also rebellion is not about being bad or being wrong
Not
or
at all.
being, the bad guy.
It's what you believe in.
I think being a rebel for a cause is about a cause that you believe inside.
Yes, yes.
Now, the rebel does not need anybody else to join the force or believe in the same system, but the rebel with a cause is about creating a wave to use sport as a vehicle to empower the youth. And I'm very, very passionate about that, because I feel that as much as modern day life with social media and peer pressure and just stress, just pressure all along,
Yeah.
I think to teach our children about mental health and teach our children about good community coming together, a good family sticking together or eating together or helping each other with each other's
Yeah.
celebratory of self. Be the individual in the family.
Right.
And I think that's the message, is that we all can be individuals in a big community
True.
that is inclusive.
True. New Year. Last question. In the New Year, what's new? You were working on, on a project, taking your father's teachings and your experience together. What's happening with that? And also, if you tell our readers or listeners what's happening this New Year. What projects are you taking upon, embarking on? What new ventures?
So 2024 was a very exciting year. One had to work very hard to accomplish all the things one did. The pinnacle of 2024 was getting inducted into
Hall of Fame.
the International Tennis Hall of Fame, and to be the first Asian male, let alone Indian male, to be inducted in the player category, to be recognized of 40 years of body of work was very humbling. I remember on the flight over there, my father talking to me, and he goes, this is sinking in now that we're on the flight going over to Newport. And when I handed him the medal and I said, "Thank you, Baba," and he turned around and he goes, your Wimbledon trophy took you 15 years to win, and your Miami trophy took you 7 days to win, and your Olympic trophy took you 24 years to win. This International Tennis Hall of Fame induction has taken you your entire lifetime.
Yeah.
And Baba's always been my rock. He's always been my North Star. He's someone I've always tried to emulate, both on the playing field, on how rugged and tough he played, but also off the playing field, on what a thorough gentleman and a pillar to so many people's lives, where he made a difference to people's lives. And I'm trying to emulate that in using sport as a vehicle to empower people, to show them that a good healthy lifestyle, as in good diet, good food, good fluid, good replenishment of what you need to live a good healthy life. And at the same time use physical fitness, mental health, use music or meditation or breathing to enhance mental health. Because I think a lot of people in the world today are lonely. I think a lot of people in the world today are under stress in some form or the other.
Yeah.
But we don't need a specific day to celebrate. I think you can celebrate your entire life. Every single day should be a celebration in some form or the other. And I encourage that. I encourage people to celebrate their loved ones. I encourage people to firstly celebrate themselves as to who they are and what they're about, and express that. So 2025, not just these new threads that I'm wearing, but also it's a celebration of the people I still have around. At 52, I'm very blessed to still have my parents around and still have my siblings who are healthy and well, and a lot of my friends are healthy and well. And I really, in this new year, I'm going to take time very specifically to celebrate everyone that's in my life.
Wonderful. How wonderful. We wish everybody a very happy Poila Baisakh and very happy Bengali New Year. Thank you, Leander, for your time.
Namaskar.
And thank you very much. Thank you for watching this video. Keep watching t2ONLINE for more.